Hi everyone, welcome back to Evolve and Execute. I'm your host, CS Rajiv Bajaj, startup coach, mentor, and your partner in decoding business, building through clarity, resilience, and conscious execution. Today, we dive into the lifeblood of India's economy, that is MSMEs. They account for nearly a third of our GDP, generate millions of jobs, and fuel grassroots innovation. Yet behind their promise lies a maze of challenge, which is limited, not limited to access to finance, scaling struggles, system inefficiencies, and ever demanding balance between growth and sustainability. To help us decode this journey, we have with us Mr. Subhash Jakhmola, a growth strategist who has spent years guiding MSMEs to build sustainable businesses by strengthening their systems, sharpening strategies, and empowering people with skills. Subhashi, it's a pleasure to have you on Evolve and Execute. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rajiv. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me to this podcast. It's a pleasure to be here to talking to you and share my insights and experiences. I am Subhash Jakhmola, a management system consultant, auditor, and leadership coach for MSMEs. I am a certified lead auditor for integrated management system ISO standards and also a PCC level 2 certified leadership coach. Over the last 25 years, I have audited and consulted with more than 500 companies, both in India and abroad. These organizations come from a wide range of sectors like electronics, electricals, mechanical, construction, plastics, then gas manufacturing, then trading, as well as service sectors like educational institutes and spiritual organizations. So after working closely with MSMEs for so many years, I developed my 3S framework for sustainable growth of MSMEs and which focuses on strategy, systems, and skills. So I
Very
often
nice.
compare it to a car journey. Strategy is the map, and systems are the engine, and skills are the driver's ability. If even one is missing, you either don't know where you are going, the car won't move, or you can't handle the road ahead. But when all three are aligned, the journey becomes smooth and sustainable.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much for that quick and very elaborate introduction, Subhashi. Let's start with the basics. In your experience, what are the biggest day-to-day challenges MSMEs face when it comes to survival and growth?
In my 25 years of working with MSMEs, I have seen that they face multiple challenges. And on the survival side, the common ones are cash flow management, then delayed payments, and operational bottlenecks. And from the growth perspective, challenges include lack of clear strategy, then over reliance on the founder, weak promises, processes, and sometimes insufficient market visibility. But Rajiv, if I put it in simple terms, I would classify all these MSME challenges into three broad categories. So first category, I say it as strategy related challenges. So challenges that come from lack of clarity, direction, or alignment with goals. And second is related to systems, challenges that arise because of weak processes, missing frameworks, or outdated tools. And third is related to skills, challenges that show up gaps in leadership, communication, execution, or emotional intelligence. And here is the interesting part, these challenges are connected. For example, I once worked with a company that had a brilliant strategy on paper, huh? But because their systems were weak, they could not implement it. And even when they tried their leaders, they don't have the right skills to carry the team along. So the result was temporary fixes but no lasting changes. So that's why I always say solving just one without the others gives only temporary relief. It's when strategy, systems, and skills come together that MSMEs move from survival to real sustainable growth. So most of the business owners are stuck between the path of survival and stability because they don't pay attention to strategy, systems, and skills.
Right, very well said. Finance is often considered to be a very important hurdle to be crossed. But is it really only about funding, or do deeper issues like financial discipline and planning play a bigger role?
No, not really. Finance is important, but in my experience, the deeper issues are around financial discipline, planning, and forecasting. So many MSMEs don't track cash flow rigorously or plan for contingencies. And often, improving financial literacy, creating simple budgets, and doing regular forecasting can make a bigger impact than just securing more funding. I'll give you one example. I had a client in Thane who is in manufacturing of engineering goods, and there were constant struggling, and real reason was cultural. And when I asked them, "What's your ROI?" he admitted, "I don't know. We are always in firefighting mode and never focus on planning or making budgets." And also he said, "जो बचता है सब रख लेते हैं." So it's like trying to sail a boat without checking the weather or direction. So you
Right.
may keep rowing hard, but you won't reach the right destination. That's why MSMEs need the right strategies, proper planning, financial discipline, and forecasting for real growth.
Absolutely, absolutely. Very well said. Because sometimes people they don't understand the importance of a business plan and comparing plan with actual results and things like that. So they are just treading around, and it's Bhagwan Barose types situation.
Exactly.
So MSME often really heavily, uh, depend on founders' drive. How do you help entrepreneurs move from a founder-driven setup to a system-driven businesses?
Hmm. This is a big shift, Rajiv. Systems are absolutely critical for running an organization. As an auditor and management consultant for system certification and implementation, I have always believed that systems should be independent of any person. If an organization wants sustainable growth, it needs to focus on documenting workflows, defining clear roles and responsibilities, creating SOPs, and building frameworks with the help of latest tools and technology. So the problem with many founder-driven business is that everything revolves around the owner. And when the owner becomes the bottleneck, growth gets stuck. But once proper systems and processes are in place, the business can run efficiently even without the founder being involved in every single decision. I'll give you an example. One of my client in Pune, they are in manufacturing, dealing with electronic goods. So they were facing constant delays because every task depended on one person. And after we implemented simple workflows and brought role clarity, their productivity improved by 30% and error reduced significantly. So it's like building a house on a strong foundation. Once the systems are in place, the structure stands firm no matter who is living inside.
Perfect, perfect. When it comes to strategy, what are the common blind spots you see MSME leaders missing?
Rajiv, the biggest blind spot I observed in MSMEs is short term thinking. Most leaders get so caught up in day to day firefighting that they rarely spend time in building long term vision. Other blind spots I often see are unclear target markets, then lack of competitive analysis, and not defining measurable goals. So it's like driving without a map. You may keep moving, but you have never really sure if you are heading in the right direction, and you can easily get stuck going in circles. For example, I worked with an MSME that was doing well operationally, but because they didn't define clear markets or measurable goals, they struggled to scale beyond a certain point. Once we introduced structured planning and a long-term roadmap, they started seeing consistent growth. Because before we started, their turnover was 3 CR, and after implementation of right strategies, they doubled their turnover. So that's why I always say systematic planning isn't optional, it's the foundation of sustainable growth.
Perfect. Skills and people, they are the backbone for any enterprise. What are the biggest gaps in talent and training you notice with MSMEs, and how can they bridge them?
When we talk about resources, MSMEs usually focus on the three M's, that is material, machines, and methods or technology. But the fourth M, which is M, men or the human resource, it is often neglected by these founders. So many founders are hired just to meet immediate needs without thinking about long-term benefits. It Because a structured training is usually missing, and as a result, teams often lack soft skills, leadership skills, or even the latest technical updates. So owners sometimes see training as a cost, and but it in really it's I'll say it's an investment. I often say, just like machines rust without regular maintenance, people too need continuous sharpening of their skills. Even small initiatives like mentorship, on job training, and structured feedback loops, they can make a difference. And when MSMEs define clear roles and invest in leadership development, it bridges gaps and builds stronger, more capable teams.
Right, absolutely. Many MSMEs struggle to adopt technology because they are not attuned to that and they feel it's an extra expense. What's your advice for leaders who fear digital transformation might be too complex or costly?
I'll say start small. You don't need big, costly systems to make an impact. Even free or low cost tools like WhatsApp Business, Google Sheets, or simple accounting software can make a huge difference. Digital adoption is like learning to ride a bicycle. You start small, gain confidence, and gradually you can tackle bigger roads. It's not about fancy gadgets, it's about getting moving efficiently.
Right, absolutely. So, from your perspective, how important is market positioning and branding for MSMEs who often operate on very thin margins?
Yeah, this is very important. If you are just one of many, you will always end up competing on price. But if people know you for quality, trust, or service, they will choose you even if you are costly, if your price is little higher. Think of your brand as a storybook. The way you present your values and identity tells a story that customer remember and connect with. So in my opinion, having a clear brand identity and value proposition helps differentiate your business and attract the right customers.
Right. Let's talk about sustainability. MSMEs are usually focused on survival. How can they integrate sustainability practices without seeing them as extra cost burdens?
Yeah, sustainability doesn't always mean big investments. Simple steps like saving energy, reducing waste, or sourcing locally can cut costs and also attract customers who care about responsible business. It's about resources smartly, not just adding extra costs. So I often tell MSMEs, think of sustainability like planting seeds in your garden. Small, consistent actions grow over time and bring long-term benefits. I always encourage MSMEs to integrate sustainability incrementally, seeing it as creating value rather than an expenses.
Right, absolutely. Government schemes and policies are also designed to support MSMEs, and in reality, how accessible or impactful they are, and what are the missings in the ecosystem. Many people are not aware about those schemes. Many people are not even aware that they need to register as MSME. So, there's a dismal number that the number of MSMEs actually existing are much more than the registered MSMEs. So how do you look at this?
Yeah. So see, schemes are available, but awareness and access are often poor. Many MSME owners don't know about what's out there, or they find the process too complicated. So it's a bit like having a treasure chest, but no map to open it. So the resources are there, but people can't reach them. We need simpler systems and better communication to make these schemes truly helpful for MSMEs. Schemes are like a toolbox full of helpful tools, but if you don't know which tool to use or how to use it, the toolbox stays closed and unused. So this is, I will say.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree with you, and that's the biggest dichotomy, and that's where I think people like us have to spread the word around, and government cannot do everything by itself. So people who are actually working in this ecosystem, they have a lot to contribute to this. Finally, if an MSME founder is listening right now, overwhelmed by with the challenges, what's the one immediate step they can take to get back on the path of growth?
I'll say pause and prioritize. First, write down the top three issues hurting your business today, and then take one small action each day to address them. Don't try to solve everything at once. Small, steady steps bring clarity and control back. Think of it like watering plants a little every day instead of flooding them all at once. Consistent efforts yields stronger growth. Mindset plays a vital role in how leaders approach these problems. And growth oriented mindful mindset helps them stay focused, make better decisions, and lead teams efficiently and even in the tough situations. So instead of looking for instant gratification, focus on sustainable growth. Follow fair and ethical business practices and earn the trust of your customers. These are the keys to lasting business.
Right. So, Baji, I keep talking to various MSMEs, and one thing common which comes is many people they don't pay their dues on time, or they don't pay up at all. They become bad debts, and these guys are working on very thin margins. Even few lakh rupees stuck in the system is very detrimental for them. So, what is your experience in this regard, and how do you advise these people to handle this situation?
Yeah, so if they don't have proper contracts with their customers, such situation happens. So if they follow the proper legal procedures, contracts, and they will have a proper documentation, then such situation they can overcome these situations. Because nowadays government promotes all these things like if you are registered MSMEs, then payment is supposed to be made within 45 days. So all these legal requirements are there, but if people are not aware of, then nobody can help. So we need to create awareness about all these legal contracts and how to enter into contracts and how to handle all these situations.
Absolutely. Contracts and the legality is very important. And don't encourage people to pay you on in cash, or without GST bill or something, because you may feel that, oh, it's a easy business, but actually it may be a trap for you, and you get stuck with your money itself. So that's what I also feel. So we have come to a very interesting part of our conversation, which is the rapid fire round. I will ask you some pointed questions, and I expect some one-liners from you. So, one myth about MSMEs who want to bust. You want to bust, sorry.
People think MSMEs grow only with money, and truth is, growth comes more from clarity, systems, and good leadership than just capital.
Right. More critical for growth, capital or compatibility?
Capability. If people have skills and systems, even less money works well. Without capability, money alone won't help.
Yeah, absolutely. Capability is very, very important, and that's where the skill and strategy becomes key players in this implementation. A red flag you instantly notice in struggling MSMEs.
When the founder is doing everything alone, no delegation, no systems, no defined roles for the team.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I was following a very leading educationist or leader who does the training in leadership. He said that my biggest mistake was that when I started the business, I started with only one or two people. If I would have got the team in place and then started, I would have grown maybe 10 times more. So so
True.
people actually make this mistake that they are very self-centered and they think that they can do everything themselves and save money.
Yeah.
Actually, you are not saving money, you are wasting money and wasting
Yeah.
time.
And it's a trap. You are
It's a
creating
trap.
trap for yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree. So one skill every MSME owner should learn today.
Leadership, the ability to guide people, delegate work, and make them accountable.
Right, absolutely. And most underrated system that transforms small businesses.
Just simple written processes or workflows, they cut mistakes and save time and help the business grow faster.
Yeah. So you have a clear path and it acts as a navigator for you. So
Actually,
be very clear what you are doing. Don't try to undercut on these small things and be very professional in your approach. Uh, the you know preferred approach, conservative growth or bold scaling.
I'll say balanced growth, be bold, but grow with planning and strong systems.
Yeah. Yeah. And the preferred approach, we have already spoken about one book or resource you recommend to MSME leaders.
Uh, the E-Myth, revisited by Michael Gerber, it teaches her how to make your business run on systems, not just people.
Okay, okay. So I think you are a very system-oriented person. So all our answers are focused on the system and the processes. I think our viewers are getting lots of inputs from your talk. Uh, MSMEs of the future in one word.
Resilient.
Very nice. And one thing you wish every MSME founder stopped doing immediately.
Stop micromanaging everything. Trust your team and focus on big picture growth.
Right. What is your overall advice to MSMEs, Subhashji, because you have been working in this field for a long time? Uh, how do you see that, the traps which are there for MSMEs, are they similar with the startup entrepreneurs also, or the challenges are a little different? How do you compare both the
Uh,
situations?
yeah. So I'll say challenges are opportunities with clarity, leadership, and systems. MSMEs can turn obstacles into growth. MSMEs can grow if they focus on systems and people, not just sales. So it's a myth like if we will have a good sales and we have finances, then we will do everything, but it's not like that. So you focus on all these things, systems, strategies, and skills, so definitely you will overcome all the challenges. This is only what I can say.
Perfect, perfect. So, Subhashji, thank you for unpacking the challenges and opportunities for MSMEs so clearly. You have shown us that the growth isn't just about chasing more, it's about building smarter systems, sharper strategies, and strong people. To our listeners, MSMEs may be small in size, but they are having a giant impact in our economic system. A lot of exports are also being handled by MSME ecosystem. If you are building in this space, remember resilience comes from clarity, growth, and a lot of discipline, and sustainability also comes from balance. So, Subhaji, one uh, advice to MSME entrepreneurs you would like to give? Let's be elaborate about it. Please speak whatever you wish to guide them. Yeah.
Uh, so I'll say Start with clarity in your mind. First, define what is your goal, where you want to lead the organization, and then create systems and processes, and then involve people, create leaders, give them authority. No, only responsibilities will not work. Give responsibilities, and along with the responsibilities, give them authorities, and the people will create a difference. I'm sure that is
Right.
only.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, thank you very much for sharing your insightful conversation with us. I'm sure the viewers will definitely gain a lot of MSME entrepreneurs who are uh, watching this episode will definitely get enlightened by your very candid views. And friends, we, keep bringing to you all these insightful ideas. So until next time, keep executing with intention, keep building with purpose, and keep evolving with evolve and execute. Uh, this is Rajiv Bajaj signing off here today. And thank you, Subhashji,
Thank
for
you.
joining us today. And I'm sure this episode will be widely circulated and viewed, and lots of new ideas will be uh, passed on to MSME entrepreneurs and even startup entrepreneurs. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rajiv.